I shall forever freestyle Bible stories. The serpent in the Garden of Eden is popularly equated with the devil. However, modern scholars agree that this was a later identification and not the original meaning. There is no consensus as to what the original background of the serpent was. This brief article spinning miracle spiritual for Adam and Eve, the serpent in the Garden of Eden represented the voice of temptation. But it needs to be noted that for the original spitter of source, the serpent was not equated with Satan. The concept of Satan developed only later, for attested as a personal name. See 300 BCE and 1 Chron 21.121.1, and we find him first equated with the Eden serpent and the apocryphal book of wisdom. But through the devil's envy, death entered the world. We may compare Revelation 12:9-22, where we read of that ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan. Less well known is the fact that the serpent is equated in 1 Enoch. God just doesn't want you to possess the knowledge of good and evil, because God doesn't want you to be smarter than him. Come on, Eve, feast upon the forbidden fruit of the tree. Doesn't look shiny and appealing to thee? Who is the devil and Satan? Less well known is the fact that the serpent is equated in 1 Enoch and Agatarel, one of the wicked angels. Well, isn't it pleasantly appealing? A sparkling at thee, dangling from the tree, the forbidden fruit, don't you see? Who descended from heaven to have sex with women on earth, however, refers to the Eden serpent as one of Yahweh's earthly creatures, a beast of the field. It is certainly the case that is the ancestor of later ordinary serpents known to humanity, but in its original precursed state, the serpent not only has the capacity to speak, but also to supernormal knowledge, which makes it more than an ordinary serpent at that point. Kind of magical animal. We may recall Balaam's donkey in 22:28/30 for the only other example of a talking animal in the Old Testament. One moreover with comparable supernatural awareness. Please God have mercy on me. I do have mercy on you, Adam, my child. It was Eve. She tempted me. It was the serpent, says Eve, rapping forever against further support from the fact that the Babylon narrative, and not similarly, knows a Cain, and Seth. Cain committed the first murder, blah, 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 here with clear ethnic overtones. The names of figures who also appear in the J source in Genesis 4. Turning to the ancient Near Eastern background, it should be noted that a few scholars have tried to see the Eden serpent as symbolic as a Canaanite religion, wrapping never ending forever and ever. Come on, Eve, don't you want the forbidden fruit of the tree? It does look appealing, shining before me, dangling from the tree, wrapping never endingly. Eve gave in to the serpent and feasted upon the forbidden of the tree, exposing her to the knowledge of good and evil. Then Eve gave the forbidden fruit to Adam, wrapping never ending, spitting a spat like a rainbow. The rainbow in the dark of biblical stories began to start inside of my head. The Bible raps begin, and Jesus was led by the Spirit into a wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." Jesus answered, "It is written, men shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." Jesus answered him, "It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test." Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world, their splendor. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended him. I'm the first person to beat Satan in the duel of words, since Jesus did it in the desert, rapper forever.